Hello everyone. For anybody that doesn't know, I am from Canada, Southern Ontario to be specific. So I'm not that far away from the United States. I went to Harbor Freight while I was down in the Southern United States. I've been there before. I actually have a buddy in Nebraska that I went to go visit, and he took me for the very first time, and it was a real eye-opening experience. We have a thing called Princess Auto. If you watch some of the other YouTube guys, they're from the States, they'll come up and they'll try see the Princess Autos out. It's cool, it's a great place, kind of, don't get me wrong. A little more surplusy, a little more, you might not never see that product again. They do have a Pro Point lineup, which is kind of like the Icon series, which changes a fair bit. And it just, when you're trying to get a product, you might not get that product again. They'll always kind of have good return policies, good swaps, all that kind of thing. But from what I can tell from the Harbor Freight so far is that they have really cool stuff as far as they have decent quality toolboxes. Like they're not, you know, your $5,000 or $10,000 Snap-on toolboxes, but like I use it. Like I use like Husky toolboxes, and I've had one for like a decade and it's been fine. The main reason for this video is I wanted to show you some of the stuff I got while I was down there. I did fly back, so I was super limited on what I could bring with me. I went to go to a buddy shop that builds a lot of really cool stuff as far as service truck organization goes, upfitting, whatever you want to call it, and I made a whole separate video on that. I had to keep everything kind of into this box here. So I got one of these Apache 5800s. It was like $100 or something, some sort of deal on with them. I was getting on an airplane. This has wheels on it and a little handle thing that you can pull up. Box seems fine. It is what it is. It's nothing to write home about. That's not really what I bought the box to hold the stuff. So on to the reason for the video. I thought it was really cool. I don't know what everybody calls them. I call them Bonnie wrenches. Wrenches like this that are short, and then you slide like a piece of pipe or something over them if you want to extend them. But they're also good for just getting in there quickly and just doing the thing. They have a 30-degree offset, so they're not exactly an angle wrench, but they're not an angle wrench. Yeah, so I think a conventional open-ended wrench is 15 degrees, but these are 30, so which is cool because you can get a little bit more of an angle to reach when things are kind of funny. Flip it around and you get a very wide spectrum of reaches. I've used these to take hydraulic lines and stuff off, or even when you're just trying to thread like a sensor or something in when it has a lot of thread and there's no like hex head on it. I'm not saying that this is the tool to tighten something with, but if you've just like you're just in a spot where you can't get something, they're great for that. And they're like $60 for a box. They come with a tool organizer. It's kind of a crappy organizer, so I just threw it away because I was like, I'm not going to pay to ship this. They come in metric and standard. I bought both sets. I have bought these in the past before, and there's actually a set on that I bought while I was visiting a friend in Nebraska many years ago, and it's on my apprentice's truck right now because it's a complete wrench set that is good. Like it's a good, you can put a thing on the end of it if you need to, or it's just short. I also have a small set of ratcheting wrenches in this truck, but I kind of miss mine and I don't want to take them away from him either, so I just got another set for me. From 3/4 to 1 5/8, I believe every 16th. I think there's like 16 pieces per or something like that. $60 for my Canadian followers. They are actually available on Amazon, but they are at least $130, which isn't actually that bad of a price for something delivered to your door. If you can go across the border or next time you're on holidays or something like that, $60 American, so I don't know what that is, like $90 picked up in the store. Depending on what the dollar's at right when you watch this. Could be years from now, I don't know. 3/4, 1 5/8. 20 millimeter to 36 millimeter. Not really a huge metric guy anyways, as far as like wrenches and stuff goes. Like these are more for like lines and sensors and breaking stuff loose, or you need a thin wrench to fit in to stop a jam nut or something, or whatever. I like tools. So my next thing that I got there was these little wrench holder organizer things. I think you can get these in a 2-pack for like $2 or something like that. I thought it was a good idea. I ended up taking a pair of pliers and just overbending them because they're a little hard to open and close. I feel like maybe they'll get easier as time goes on, but you gotta really put a lot of pressure on them, and that's easier than it was after bending them. So something to be said there. Maybe overbend them a little bit with the pliers. I bought them for these. I have to drill the hole out slightly in these. Tried to do it with a hand drill, probably gonna use my mill because it's hard, whatever it is, alloy steel. I don't know. Put them all on these instead of, I put them in a wrench roll before, but I found the wrench roll is cool in theory, but it's not that practical when you have to like unroll this big long thing and it's like wet and muddy and stuff outside, and it's not that great. So I'm just gonna put them on a ring and throw them in a drawer or maybe hang them up. My next thing was, and I think I should have bought more of these, but I was worried about weight and stuff with the airport and wasn't sure what I was allowed to bring with me. Under the airplane doesn't seem to be too much of a big deal. Either gonna put magnets in these holes or rivets directly to my door of my service truck. But what these are for is, it's a big long magnetic strip. This was $4. And then you have a place to put tools, things. I think of it as like a order of importance, or your first grab of your first line of defense kind of thing. Like, what's the first thing that you're going to grab? You're going to have like your everyday carry stuff, but you're also going to need to have things that you grab quickly. You know, like some guys might grab a pair of vice grips fast, or some guys might grab a flathead screwdriver. And this probably won't hold a hammer, but like just things that you would grab quickly if you're like, oh, you know, I can fix that real quick kind of thing. Before you get into your drawers and start looking through and stuff, like what's your first things that you're gonna grab? You know, maybe a pair of side cutters, like you're cutting zip tie ends or cutting wires, or if you're a more electrical based guy, like a pair of wire strippers and a set of crimpers or something like that, right? Like just things that every single day you grab kind of thing. I'm just gonna mount this on the door of the service truck, and it'll probably just be like, for me, like a Knipex, I don't know, Knipex water pump pliers, like the 5-inch variety, like the normal ones that everybody grabs. And probably leading into my next one, so they have the Icon series of tools, not a Canadian thing. Some of you guys might have seen the mat recently. I did order the mat. It's like a magnetic mat that you can like, it's not only magnetic as far as sticking stuff to it, but it's magnetic to like what it sticks to. So you could like put it on the side of you could put it on the hood of a truck and then like throw a wrench up there. There's videos of guys like throwing like calipers and like whole exhaust systems on the sides of hoists, and the mat will hold it up. So I ordered a set of those. I found a company that makes like smaller and bigger versions, but they're the exact same material. So as far as I can tell, Icon seems to be a company that is, maybe they're not innovating stuff, but they're taking the design of like Snap-on, or I think even Snap-on does this. They'll like take the design of somebody else, like they'll take like a Knipex design and then get them to build them and put a Snap-on number on them, which I think is, on face value, sounds like you're just ripping somebody off. But like, if you're trying to be a major manufacturer of tools, you can't have the best of everything. Sometimes you have to pay somebody else to build the product for you and put your name on it. That being said, that's not what this video is about. I'd love to hear your interpretations on that, but I'm not trying to knock or tell anybody what's best, what's not. You know, I'm not a Snap-on guy, I'm not a Mac guy, I'm a whatever the job for the tool thing. You know, I'll buy Knipex pliers, then I'll also buy Princess Auto pliers. You know, I'll buy Icon pliers, and I'll also, you know, go through a garage sale and buy, you know, old crap that I don't even know it's for, or new junk. If it has a reason to have it, I'm okay with it. My next thing is, so these are probably going to go on there, is these are kind of, I don't remember exactly what these ones were called. I think they're like an 8-inch slip joint or something, but they have like a little notch in the end of them. There we go, a little notch in the end of them. That's great for like extracting a broken bolt, like where you've just got a little bit left over. Can't tell you how many times I've been called out to do welding jobs where I've extracted bolts that really didn't need to be welded extracted. Like they could have been taken out with a pair of pliers or a chisel and a hammer or something. But as soon as somebody breaks something off, a lot of the time they're like, whoa, nope, I'm done, I'm out. Call Lucas, call this guy, call that guy, whatever. So if I don't even have to fire up the welder and I can just kind of that out, I'm game for that. Nice pliers, feel good in your hands, and they've got some interesting design in the teeth there, where it's kind of open and then closed and then open. You might be able to cut a set of MIG wire or TIG wire or something with that. I'll grab that. See, this is a piece of 1/16 wire for TIG welding. It looks like it's got rust on it, so it must be mild steel. It's just some old piece that was sitting over there. But okay, So they're not for cutting things. I'll tell you that for free right now. You are not for cutting things. So yeah, these were kind of like, I saw these, I thought they were cool. And I'm sure they'll come in handy holding hot stuff and, you know, holding bolts and stuff. Like I say before, I do a lot of extraction bolts and stuff. So having something to hold a pair of like a nut over top of the broken bolt while I weld it, that'll be cool. Don't need that. You know, 20 some odd bucks. Good looking set of pliers. And it's cool to have stuff like this because they don't sell it here. Some kind of eclectic, unique thing about it for some reason for me. Our next thing that I thought was really cool was they've got a ratcheting tap holder. So it goes from quarter to half. I kind of wish that it held smaller ones because I do use smaller than quarter taps sometimes, machine screw taps. But I guess I have small tap holders for that. Ratchets this way, and then you turn the thing, ratchets that way. And I know what you're thinking. Lucas, you don't need a ratcheting tap handle because you're supposed to turn it backwards every half turn or quarter turn to break the chips. This is for like chasing threads, those two ratcheting things, where the thread already exists and you're just threading it in and then threading it out. You're just cleaning the threads out, chasing them, like, you know, recutting any kind of small damage, or if it's full of shmoo or whatever, you're trying to take that stuff out. That's what this is for. If you need it to be an actual tap, there you go. Okay, yeah, so there you go. So it does that. It does a fixed one, so you can break the chip as you come back around, whatever. I'm probably not going to use it for that. I'm probably just going to use this for chasing threads, because like this sitting in a service truck is likely going to get rusty and stuff. I would imagine I'm probably going to have to spray some shmoo on it. I have things that hold taps in a fixed position. I don't have anything that holds them in a ratcheting position other than a wrench. I've done that before, but this is nicer. This will hold it well. And so you can really get in there one side or push them both to this side. So if you like have an obstruction in your way, you turn, push them to this side, keep turning, push them to this side. We've all been there. Like I say, probably not the best made tool in the world kind of thing. I'll probably have issues with the ratchet eventually, but it was like 26 bucks, something like that. Worthwhile investment in my opinion. Definitely want to keep it lubricated if you live up, you know, in the Rust Belt or north or whatever, but you already know that if you live up here. It also looks like these have like a push pin on them. Yeah, there's like a little ball bearing push pin thing like you'd see on the side of like an anvil on an impact gun. These probably come out based on the ball on them. So if you don't want both of them there, or you want to take both of them out and then like use a pair of pliers on it or something, I don't know, you definitely could. Creative idea, haven't seen it here. Do spend a good amount of time at Princess Auto, so I think I would would have seen it, but could be wrong. So I left the best for the last. If you followed along in our Georgia video where we were traveling for work and trying to buy a truck and stuff like that, if you follow along with that, then you'll know that I went to, I think 6 different Harbor Freights for this one. It's almost at the point that I just bought the Snap-on one because the Snap-on guy was reachable. Yeah, we got the 9-inch slip joint needle nose or something. I don't remember what they're called. I think they're 9-inch something. 70612 I think was the number. That's how many times I went to the store and they didn't have them. These get stolen a lot. A lot of the stores say they have them and they don't. And for some reason, asking them to check to go see if they're there, they would lie to you. So that was fun. But anyways, super cool pliers. So this is like the ones you see that the Snap-on guys have, like pick up the coin off the ground. Should have had something ready to demonstrate to you. Okay, I'm back. Took me a little while to find some change. This is what I was talking about. You can grab a coin by the little ridge on the side, and with like 2 pounds of pressure. But yeah, I don't know, good pliers, like $27 or something like that, and it, you know, will hold. It's impressive. There's some maths and some sciences going on here. Open up to really wide, so, you know, 1.125 inch, or not 2 inches, but you know, maybe up to 1 3/8 inch, 1.5 nut or something like that. You could manually loosen off. They go to needle nose. and quickly grab up small things and cut wire with them too. And MIG wire, I tried with my buddies, and you can cut MIG wire. So I'm thinking you can probably cut regular wire with that too, as long as it wasn't too fine. Solid wire, stuff like that. TIG wire, and I'm gonna try and get a nice set of holders for these, and I think these might become an everyday carry kind of item. You know, something in the side pocket for a while, because dang, you can open plastic with these, cut zip ties, you know, quickly tighten something, loosen something, grab something hot, cut wire, get down in there real close. But they also have that kind of, you know, normal style, aggressive grip for just, you know, grabbing on things. Just grab on things. But yeah, this is what I was looking for, and these are almost a little sentimental now, because I had to go to like 6 different stores and I got them from a cool place while I was doing some cool stuff. So yeah, I ordered a couple of holders, one for my framing belt for when I'm doing like welding in houses and stuff, and one I think I'll just have for, you know, everyday kind of stuff. I'll just have a pair of pliers with me. Some of the most impressive people I've ever met in my life always have like a multi-tool or something with them. They're prepared, they're ready for things, and I want to be one of those guys. I want to be cool. I want to be impressive. This got lame real quick. There's my Harbor Freight haul. Some other stuff that I wanted but I couldn't get was the jumbo angle wrench set, so I ordered that. It'll be here in a few days. Big wrenches, couldn't fit them in the box, too heavy as well. So I ordered those 6, and then I also ordered a conventional set of, that's a standard size. I don't think I'm gonna need the metric one. I'm using those purely for big hydraulic lines. I've done a lot of stuff to my skid steer and service truck lately where I needed angle wrenches basically, and I like tools. And then I also ordered a angle wrench set as well, and I've got a cool holder I'm gonna put in the truck. Okay, I'm back. This is days later. So our angle wrenches, so inspired by going to the Harbor Freights, I ordered a few things. One thing I also wanted to say was these pliers, I've been using them for a few days now, and I love them. They are my entire personality now. So much so that I got a little carrying case for them. I would make fun of guys like me if I saw that, but I love the crap out of these. Cutting like flux core wire, pulling the tips out of the gun, pulling the thing off, holding something that's really hot after you weld it, like all these things that I would normally grab like a pair of side cutters and lose them and all this stuff, always there. I'm trying to have them with me all the time. I'll start with these ones because I'm kind of excited about this. The magnetic mat thing that everybody's been going on about on social media. I found one on Amazon. It doesn't say the same thing, but it's got that same kind of like texture to it, you know, it's got like the dimples and stuff. I already tried it out, that's why it's kind of dirty. But for the same money, they send you a medium one and three small ones. How cool is that? So I'm gonna throw some of those in the service truck. I'm gonna show you this working probably right now. So it's not totally, you're not touching metal everywhere, right? So it's not gonna be as strong, but I still feel confident enough to throw something crazy at it. So this is a 12-foot long, or 12-inch long section of press brake die that's kind of a little like marred up, so if it falls, I don't care. I would estimate that at not quite 50 pounds, probably 40. I can curl it. I don't think I can curl 50 pounds. Just barely curl 40. But how cool is that? That is completely suspended by science. 40 pounds just hanging off the side of a mat. I'm impressed. So go ahead and look those up on Amazon. It's this one, I'm sure it's got different flavors, names. This is whatever that word is. I-A-U-I-T, I-U, I don't know. I'm sure they'll make it with whatever you want on it. But, okay. I thought that this was Princess Auto's surplus, which is usually just some random brand or no brand at all on it kind of thing. This is actually like Power Fist box. it looks like the same wrench to me as Harbor Freight. So whoever's manufacturing them will probably put whatever name you want on them. We got a conventional 15-degree offset on one side, and then your 15 and 60, yeah. So yeah, there's a 2-inch. It's got Power Fist etched into it, so it's not even, I think etched is the right word, like laser engraved. It's not like you can't catch it with your finger kind of thing. It's not stamped in there, which I don't know if the Pittsburgh ones were like that too. Probably. But yeah, awesome for hydraulic lines. Likelihood of me using the 2-inch very often? Not good. But smaller guys, definitely. These are wicked for like if you don't want to take the thing next to it off to get that hose off. If you got like a bunch of, like a valve body with a bunch of hoses or like pilot spools or whatever, and you're trying to get this thing off next to it, and you can only get like a little bit of a turn. You flip it this way, you can do it like that, flip it that way, do it like that. I don't know. I get excited about stuff like this. This is cool. This one I didn't see at Harbor Freight. I'm sure it exists, but I figure, I mean, I got the angle wrench. Oh, cool, it comes in a wrap. I got the 3/8 to 1.25 set, and it comes in a wrap. That's kind of cool. I don't love wraps, like, because it takes up this much room to get a wrench out, unless you hang it on the door, which I think this is probably, that's probably what this is for. You're probably supposed to just hang this. So yeah, little baby guy, 3/8, all the way up to 1.25 inch, and this will probably be the most heavily used wrench, because if I remember correctly, there's a ton of hydraulic lines on my truck at least that are 1.25 inch, and I intend to keep changing them because lots of slightly wet things out there. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't think I'm probably gonna hang it up on the door like this. It's a little big, probably bang around a lot. Yeah, stay tuned for me loading up tools in the truck. I'm gonna do a whole video on that. I haven't put a whole lot in there yet. I just got my commercial driver's license, so I can actually start loading the thing down. So I think that pretty much finishes off our Harbor Freight inspired / actual Harbor Freight tool haul stuff, things I got. Just wanted to show you. Let me know if I missed anything cool there, because I'm gonna go back. I don't know when, but I'm definitely going back to Harbor Freight. Some of you guys probably go there a lot, so let me know if I'm missing anything. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, dislike if you said that I did something wrong and said something wrong. You let me know. Tell me what I got to work on. Yeah, if you have subscribed, I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.